Hello. Um, I'm going to be on here talking about WWE's Over the Limit pay-per-view that was, last night. Um, Personally, I will say that if you guys paid for this pay-per-view, I want to apologize to you because I would not waste my money on any more WWE pay-per-views after what I saw last night. Um, It started off with R-Truth and Rey Mysterio. R-Truth came out and cut a good promo. I actually like this promo. I like where they're going with his character, with the whole, conspiracy against a black man, and he's not given his chance or to have a title shot. I really think that his feud with Rey Mysterio is going to be a good feud. They are they put on a good show last night. Ray ended up kind of, I don't want to say he got squashed, but R-Truth won the match. After the match, he doesn't come out to any music, so they ain't play any music after the match. Which I kind of like that idea, play up the extra, the dark heel. Then the second match was Ezekiel Jackson and Wade Barrett, which I didn't like this match at all because, let me just say, Big Zeke is way too strong to be dominated as he was last night by somebody like Wade Barrett. Like, come on, it's stupid. I don't know if it's Dave Lagana or Michael Hayes or Vince or who's ever in control of these storylines. It's when you have talent like that. Big Zeke is a big man. Like, you wouldn't have Big Show job to Rey Mysterio. I mean, Rey Mysterio might eventually win the match after he's beat down and he just overcame an obstacle and he found a way to win. But it's like Wade Barrett just was beating him down like as if he was nothing. Which WWE one day they'll get their stuff together. Sin Cara versus Chavo Guerrero. It was a nice back and forth. I don't know if Sin Cara is ready for WWE style of wrestling. But at the same time, I don't know if the WWE is ready for somebody like Sin Cara. He botched a lot of moves. I notice now they dim the lights in all his matches, and I know they put him on SmackDown. I guess it was so they can edit and they can mask his mistakes or go around them. I like the match. I hope the feud keeps on going with Sin Cara and Chavo. I would really love to see a Sin Cara versus Rey Mysterio type of deal with a mask against mask or something like that. CM Punk and Mason Ryan fought the Big Show and Kane, but before that, Alberto Del Rio came out and he cut a promo about how he could make John Cena and both the Miz say they quit, which I guess, and it's his destiny to win the WWE title, which I guess they're lining up to set up John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio feud. I'll have more to say about John Cena a little later in this podcast. I'm in a video blog. I'm sorry. Kane and Big Show won the match. Mason Ryan, in my opinion, is definitely very green. He was missing. It's like he was lacking communication in the ring. Like he was definitely showing how much of a rookie he is. I think they called him up way too early. But he's here now. He's a big guy. Somebody needs to work with him. Maybe Triple H or a veterans, maybe even Stone Cold, just to help him get his stuff together. I would, since they say he looks like Batista, I would even try to get Batista to come back and work with him in some kind of way. No, to help him out. He has the look. He can be a star. It's just his in-ring skills. They just suck. Kelly versus Brie Bella. Brie Bella pretty much beat Kelly down most of the match. Kelly had to come back towards the end. Brie Bella, they hit Twin Magic, and they ended up winning the match. I only watch this match. Nowadays, I only watch the Divas matches in order to see Karma, or Awesome Kong. she wasn't there. She didn't show up on SmackDown on Friday night, and that's one of the, I don't understand their mentality of thinking like that's your moneymaker. People are only going to watch the Divas matches to see Karma now, to see her come out, squash whoever's in the ring, and then leave. Like, it's the same thing of what Stone Cold did back in the 90s. So why she was at the pay-per-view stalking Kelly or whatever, I don't know what you guys are thinking. Like, it seems pretty stupid. It's obvious that like you would have so many more viewers, and people will turn in just to see that if you put it on television, but you didn't. So you failed us once again, and that's more money that we're wasting on your product. It's like you don't have any more competition nowadays, and it's just here, just throw that on there for them, and they'll pander to it and they'll watch it, whatever. Christian versus Randy Orton, I think, in my opinion, was the best match of the night. A lot of back and forth. Randy ended up hitting a sweet RKO, and he flipped Christian over his shoulder and then caught him with an RKO. In a way, at the end of the match, they were kind of teasing Christian turning heel, but he came in and shook Randy's hand. I also think it's bullshit because after 17 years in the business, you give Christian a title shot, which, let's just face it, was only 2 days because he lost on SmackDown. We all know SmackDown is taped on Tuesdays. So he has a 2-day title reign, and you take it from him. So he was pretty much like, oh, I'm sorry, your best friend retired and he's hurt. Here, wear the belt for us for a couple of days, and then we're going to give it to this guy. Like, come on, like, are you serious? And Randy, the beard would work a lot better if you were a heel. You're a babyface now, so I'm not really feeling the scruff. Then we have Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole. Yeah, who cares? Jerry Lawler beat the hell out of him. He called out Eve. Eve hit her moonsault on Michael Cole. He called out Jim Ross. Jim Ross poured barbecue sauce on him. I thought he was going to grill his ass, whatever. Then he calls out Bret Hart. You know, if any of you know your wrestling history, Bret Hart and Jerry Lawler had the first kiss my foot match. So Bret Hart comes in, locks the sharpshooter on Michael Cole, and Michael Cole ends up kissing Jerry Lawler's feet. Then we have The Miz versus John Cena, which I think was the worst match of the night, in my opinion. The Miz came out, which was smart, and said that he and Alex Riley, it's a I Quit match, so Alex Riley, it's no disqualification. Alex Riley can be there and do as he will. So it was pretty much a 2-on-1 for about 30 minutes. They beat Cena's ass with everything. They whipped him with belts. They hit him with kendo sticks. At one point, they had him tied up on the ropes, and Miz is teeing off on Cena. Cena didn't quit. He beat him with everything, but which made this match the worst thing ever, like ever. They get Cena the power. Cena powers up out of nowhere and makes The Miz quit when Cena should barely be able to stand after taking that beating. Cena has less moves than anyone, and they come in the same order every time. The kids love him, but true wrestling fans like myself, we don't care anymore. Like, really, can we get a superstar that can carry a match in the main event? Like, Cena gets beat down with 2 men with weapons, and somehow he goes silverback, pops up and gets the win. He just jumps up and got the win in less than like 4 minutes. Now, unless you're on PCP, that's not happening. But, apparently in WWE land, it does happen, which I think it made The Miz look too fucking weak. He gets his ass beat. He beats Cena's ass, I'm sorry, for 30 minutes. Yeah, Hulk Cena comes back and squashes Miz in less than 4. Honestly, a TNA Impact session would be so much better than a pay-per-view. Like, the best surprise of the night was Bret Hart. Where was Jack Swagger? You tease him turning babyface on Raw, but then he comes back out and nothing. He fights a babyface. So the only thing worthwhile on the pay per view was Bret Hart, JR coming back to commentary, which he should have never left. Michael Cole finally getting his and hopefully putting an end to this BS. And CM Punk did a Macho Man Randy Savage elbow on the top rope, which he missed, but it was a nice tribute to him. Other than that, I can say I care less about anything else that went on with this pay per view. So I will be posting Monday Night Raw response after it goes off tonight. So I hope you enjoy this response. I'm out.